Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Grindhouse. I am your caster, Tyro, and today we are going to see the Demogorgon here in the first game between Sympathy and Vicinal. And we do have a very quick, well, actually, we don't, because we do see the demo chooses to not chase in the main building and instead is going to follow these scratch marks over here at this ornament tile, the pallet being dropped by the Claudette and instantly broken. And now we see Evan is going to be chasing here, but we do see the bamboozle coming through at the window, and the chase is going to continue up towards the main building. But we do have this eye filler here instead. We are going to see the demo break the pallet, and our Claudette is going to try to make it to that safety of the main building. And it looks like the killer is going to choose not to chase. And that is going to be another chase here onto the Ada. Ada is going to be going down towards the bottom side of the map, but is going to loop back upwards and is going to try to make the pallet, but is not going to clear the corner there. Instead, we are going to take the hit and run top side, trying to get as far away from those gens that are being worked as possible. Ada doing a very good job breaking line of sight here. The pallet not going to be dropped. Ooh, but playing these corners very well. A very good flare here from our Ada player. And that is going to be a pallet dropped, and the chase is going to continue towards the top side of the map. Ada doing a very good job of buying time here. Slasher killer on the Ada doing an amazing job. The bamboozle is going to block the window. Our killer is going to try their best in order to catch Slasher here, but Slasher is going to be chasing towards the car. We have to see whether our killer is going to be able to get the shred. A very good pallet drop here, and that is going to probably secure the distance to make the window. The flare out, though, does catch the killer off guard, and Ada is able to make even more distance back towards the backside of the map and makes the tank treads pallet here. And that is going to be a generator pop, and the down is finally secured. However, we do see... do we see a save? We do not see a pallet save. That was very good by Slasher Killer, wasting so much time here in that topside chase and making sure to die as far away from those gens that were being worked as possible. Another gen is going to pop while this chase onto Wonder is going to commence. We do see the shred connecting here at this 4-lane. There was no pallet there. But our killer's just going to take the hit and run and go back towards Slasher Killer, who is now freshly off the hook, and that is going to be an attempted tunnel out here. This pallet was broken earlier. A very ambitious shred does not connect onto Slasher, and Slasher's going to be playing this window here, going to be vaulting with the bamboozle, and the chase is going to commence, but Slasher's teammate is here to take a hit. Very well played from Evan there, securing a lot of distance for Slasher Killer. Slasher Killer is going to be running down towards the bottom side of the map where the gens have already been repaired, and this is going to be a continued chase here. Very well played from Slasher, just utilizing these resources super well. The 4-lane, however, the down is going to come through despite the pallet drop. We are going to see it being broken for later, and that is going to be another pickup onto Slasher. And it looks like our killer is going to be trying to hook them towards the top side of the map. Trying to get as close to that top side 3-gen as possible. We do have somewhat of a 3-gen up there. It's not the tightest. We don't see the generator there at 1. But we do see that our killer has found them working on this 11-gen. And is going to be placing a portal here. I don't know if we're actually going to see a commitment to a chase. Instead, it does look like Bezerai is going to be committing to the unhook, trying to pressure the survivors off of this hook if possible, putting down portals, trying to make mobility happen here. Our killer player is going to find someone on a rotation, and that's going to be an approach onto the hook. However, it does look like that's just trying to take our killer's attention away from the generators being slammed at the top side of the map. Our survivor's doing an amazing job pressuring this hook and pressuring the generators. The main generator is going to pop, and as we know, 11 was being worked on earlier. We do see a vault come through, but it does look like our killer's going to be securing this killer onto Slasher Killer, and that is going to be the death at 1 generator. So we have 3 stages total, 1 fresh hook, a death, and our killer is going to find this generator with so much progress. It's going to be kicked without any perks to enhance the kick. It is going to be a dry kick. breaking out some of these main doors in order to get a better chase going. But the survivors have played this phenomenally with this gen split. They have one way at the bottom side of the map that makes our Demogorgon very hesitant to try to go away from that generator with so much progress there at 11. We do hear some progress on this generator here, but it does look like our demo is going to go towards the bottom side of the map using a portal. Might be using the undetectable here in order to catch a survivor off guard, but the comms were ready, and Wonder over here going to be using the balance landing to get a lot of distance over to this filler pallet. The pallet is not going to be dropped. The shred might connect here. Ooh! We do see Wonder greeting the pallet, and it works in their favor. Going to make a lot of distance back towards this other filler. But Bezerai is going to be dropping that chase and committing towards the top side of the map where this generator had so much progress. It does look like our survivor was able to pre-leave the area though, but this gen is like just on the edge of popping. We cannot find the survivor that was working it. We did see Evan and Wonder down at the bottom side. It was likely G-Bot working on this generator. I think we saw him right there, but I don't think Bezerai... I might have been wrong though. But that is going to be, we do see our killer choosing to scout around the area, does not want to give the survivors an inch on that generator. However, this generator has a lot of progress as well because of all that time that they spent working on stopping that generator. Very good by Evan to pressure that generator. And we do see the chase here in Shack. We do have the bamboozle here to try to catch our survivor off guard. Very good double vault, kind of catches them off guard. The shred not going to come through. Instead, we're going to see the hit tank. But the last generator pops, activating the no-ed for our killer. And rather going for this injured killer, it looks like Bezerai is going to go back towards the top side of the map and try to secure something here with the no-ed. We want fresh hooks for... I'm assuming as many points as possible. I'll be honest, guys, I didn't read the rule set. But we do see that Bezerai is going to be pressuring the doorways. The doorways are a little bit difficult for our killer, and we do have the injured survivor, Evan, trying to pressure this no-ed as well, while the survivors likely work on the doors. We do see the pallet pre-thrown here, going to be broken by the shred, and Bezerai is going to have to commit to this Claudette for any chance at a kill here because the door is now freshly open. Ooh, very patient by Evan here to not vault that window. We do see that the long wall is going to be played here. Bezerai needs a very well-timed shred, but we do see a pallet, and here comes the squad of teammates to come in for hit tanks. Without that no-ed to pressure them, Bezerai is just trying to brute force their way towards the survivor. Claudette making so much distance from the teammates body blocking. We have to see if the shred connects. They're going to go for an M1 instead, but they are right by this door. This is very heal techable, and we do see the we do see Wonder go for the heal onto Evan. Bezerai is going to be waiting it out, trying to get the hit into the backflip, but it does not quite work. And that is going to be 3 stages total for our Demogorgon here. Very well played. Do stick around for the next match. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in just a bit. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Grindhouse. I am your caster Tyro, and this time we see Vicinal's killer G-Bot here on the Demogorgon, going to have to beat the Sympathy killer's scoring of 3 hook stages total. And right off the bat, we do see CEO here in chase. The shred is not going to connect as CEO lands that vault into the main building, and G-Bot chooses to actually drop this chase immediately and start going towards the generators that have some pressure on them. We do actually see a survivor here. I believe it was Phantom. We do actually find Phantom here at the TNL, but we do see them start to run towards the top side of the map. G-Bot, very patient on his shreds, is going to get an M1 through the window, and that is going to be a chase continued towards the top side of the map. We do see Phantom make the main building, is going to vault inside, but G-Bot is going to try to cut them off. Looking out for a head-on play preemptively, going to be very weary of the lockers here at the main building, and that is going to be a lot of drop chase time, and we don't even know if they're even in that locker. So G-Bot going to be breaking that. Oh, we do actually see the head-on come through. Very well played from our survivors here, delaying this down even more. And we do actually see a gen pop off in the distance. We have the injured Phantom here. However, the body block by CEO is not going to quite connect, and that's going to be a slug and a tag on the CEO, and that we are going to see Gbot get their first hook of the game. Now remember, Gbot just needs like 4 stages or something in order to get a win in this set. But we do see the hook come through, and Gbot, rather than pressure the hook and try to get those 3 easy stages, they are going to be pressuring other spots of the map. We do see a lot of gen progress there at 5, but Gbot is not going to go down there and kick it. Instead, we are going to try to catch survivors off on rotations up here on this side of the map, trying to pressure this hook as much as they can. The survivors kind of forced into a stealth position, do not want to give up any information on the cross, but Gbot doing a good job of finding people down here, and that is going to be a Tippy being chased away from the gen, and Gbot is going to go back towards the hook, looking out for any possible rotations that they might have missed. We are going to see the second stage confirmed here. The survivors did not unhook in that time that Gbot was pressuring the bottom side of the map, and that is going to be the second stage now. We do not see a cheeky unhook play, but that is going to be a generator pop in response across the map, and Gbot is going to start going pressuring these topside generators, which he does actually find Mars here on this generator. Going to be trying to get a cheeky shred here, but it does not quite connect. A very good vault here from Mars, but that is going to lead to a shred hit as well. And now we see our survivors on the rotation up towards the hook. Tippy is going to be running in, trying to get a unhook off. It is not going to be a trade, but the tag does come in. Gbot going for the tunnel out here onto Phantom. Phantom trying to run towards the bottom side of the map. Has a pallet gem and does not quite make it. Very good shred by Gbot here. Is actually going to secure the down. Ooh, and a failed pallet save attempt by CEO. Unfortunately, that is going to be a death here at 3 generators. And we actually see a pain res coming through onto, it was Mars's gen, which I believe was the one up there by 2, which Gbot is on their way to pressure right now and is catching out Mars here, injured on the Orman tile, is going to block the window with the bamboozle. A very good flare here by Mars, but yet the bamboozle is going to do so much work here. Gbot is able to get this down very quickly, leading to that win condition, but Gbot wants more. They know that there are 2 injured survivors on the map, and they are likely down here. We do actually find CEO working this generator. The pop is going to come through and connect. This pallet was dropped earlier, but it was not broken. CEO going to be playing around it. We do actually see a firecracker being used to blind Gbot and try to make as much distance away as possible, but Gbot is so discombobulated from it that he actually loses CEO, and Mars is able to be picked up off of that. We do actually see Gbot going to be playing around this God Filler here. CEO doing a good job of breaking that line of sight, not being too speedy with the drop, but that leads to his downfall as he's hit through the pallet by the shred. So that is going to be the 4th hook and the win condition here for Gbot. As far as I'm aware, again, didn't read the rules, but that is going to be the 4th stage. And Gbot is going to continue on the rampage, though. We did see our survivors manage to heal up with the resets, but this generator here has some progress, but it has been hit by the pain res. The unhook is going to come through while Gbot is checking on it, and Gbot is going to be looking around this tile for any survivor that they can find. Is not going to quite find anyone, but is going to find a pop onto that generator. And the survivors here are going to be stealthing, probably looking to reset CEO and try to not give up any more downs if possible. They're playing extremely safe here in these tiles. Oh, but Gbot actually finds Tippy here. Tippy going to be flaring out here at the tile. A little swing by Gbot here into the pallet is not going to land, and we do see G-Bot going to commence the chase into this Ormond tile, zoning away with the power, but that is going to lead to a tag by the Shred. G-Bot just running towards the water tower, in pursuit of Tippy. Tippy going to be making it to this pallet gym, but that pallet was broken earlier, and this is going to... Oh wait, it wasn't broken. It was just dropped. That doesn't matter because Tippy is still going to go down, and that is going to be yet another hook stage and likely another pain res for G-Bot here on this Demogorgon. This hook was actually used already. The generator in main is going to pop across the map, and G-Bot is going to be taking a hook stage here in the middle of the map. That is going to be a pain res onto that gen with a lot of progress, leaving CEO kind of out in the open. But G-Bot is instead going to focus their attention towards the top side of the map, where they know that Mars popped another gen. We see some scratch marks here trying to get G-Bot on the trail. A very good pallet drop is going to lead to that Shred not connecting. Ooh, a little patient by G-Bot, but it does end up not landing that tag. And instead, we are going to go back towards the unhook, where two injured survivors are scrambling away from the hook in order to get away from this killer. Our killer is going to be looping around the water tower. A lot of distance gained by CEO here. Going to be making the eye filler. The Shred going to collide with the box. Is not quite going to land. And instead we are going to see the eye filler dropped and broken. G-Bot is going to commence the chase onto CEO around this TNL here at the bottom side of the map. Going to be using the bamboozle in order to block off one of the windows. Very good pathing by CEO, not getting the easy Shred down, but is still going to be going down to the M1 basic attack. And that is going to be a carried survivor back towards this middle hook. And this middle hook has served its purpose. It is very close to all the generators that the survivors need to pressure. And because of that, G-Bot is able to just get so much pressure off on these generators, using that Pop Goes the Weasel to just get so much regression. The unhook is going to come through while G-Bot is popping that generator, and rather than go for the tunnel out survivor, we are going to see the chase commence onto Tippy here. The pallet is going to be zoned away. The Shred not quite landing, a little bit outside the hitbox. A Shred... basic attack going to be thrown out but missed, and G-Bot is going to say screw this chase and go back towards this TNL, going to be mind gaming. However, G-Bot does actually land the kill onto CEO here. Tippy is in the area, forced to not do anything because G-Bot is kind of corralling these survivors towards the bottom side of the map. We have to wonder if Mars is cranking away at a gen. This is very crucial. Not for the win condition, but just for the best result possible. We do see a lot of progress on this generator. G-Bot is not going to attempt to chase towards the main before the pop is applied. And now we see a portal laid down. I think one of the first of this match, actually. So G-Bot is going to try to use the portal in order to pressure that generator and this generator, that they both have so much progress here. Going to be teleporting up towards that 2 generator. It is still regressing. Unfortunately, our survivor did not have enough time to pressure it away from the regression. However, we are going to see this pallet dropped, and Mars is going to start chase healthy. G-Bot probably wants a tag here in order to get a much better early or end game. Is going to miss the Shred there. Very good flare out by Mars. These flare outs by these survivors have been very, very well executed. We do actually see another flare out by Mars, going to lead to G-Bot missing yet another Shred. And then we see that they make the top of the main building, going to be using balanced landing. And Mars just playing that chase phenomenally, not getting tagged at the end of the day, leading G-Bot to just say, fine, I'll go for the injured Tippy. And we'll have to see what Tippy's able to do. Is going to make what looks like a double window tile here. And this is, ooh, very good mind game here with the red light. And that is going to be a down onto Tippy. But G-Bot does not want to give an escape to these survivors. Instead, G-Bot is going to go down towards the bottom side of the map and pressure this generator yet again, going around the water tower, trying to catch our survivor off guard. But Mars has been playing very well in this game. and is not going to give up that tag so easily. We do actually see Mars make it to Shack, where G-Bot is going to use the bamboozle to block out the window, actually fakes the bamboozle play, but yet another flare by Mars is going to lead to a missed shred, going to pre-drop the pallet, and a chemical trap comes through, slowing G-Bot down and letting Mars get their great escape towards this TNL tile. G-Bot's going to be playing it, not going to be bamboozling it, and Mars is going to take their distance towards the top side of the map. Does still have the tile here at the Orman tile, the pallet. We see the tag coming through, but the pallet is going to be made. A little bit of Killer Instinct coming through, but they are actually going to leave and go into this tile here instead. We're going to see a bamboozle here, most likely. There it comes. And Mars is going to just be breaking line of sight, trying to make as much time as possible. But that is still going to be the down, and it looks like if all the slugs are collected here, we are going to see that 4K at 2 generators. G-Bot doing very well here in this matchup, getting a very good result, beating out the 3 stages that Vicinal was able to set in the game before. We're going to play some hide and seek real quick with the slugs, just to see. Yep, we do actually see Tippy crawling out here around a portal. I'm pretty sure that gives Killer Instinct if our killer opens their shred up. I think a down survivor gives Killer Instinct still. I could be wrong. We'll have to see. I guess G-Bot's just going to do the little demo thing that everyone does. Looking for the slug in all the wrong places. Is going to be checking the bottom side of the map, kind of near the hatch. Just in case they were setting up for hatch play. But there it is, that Killer Instinct. I knew it. See? I've played demo before, I swear. That Killer Instinct is going to come through, revealing Tippy's location. They're going to teleport towards the portal. And we do actually see our survivor here on top of the portal going to be picked up and carried towards the nearest hook, which is very close by, actually, so thank goodness. Yeah, very well played from G-Bot here. Our survivor is not quite able to make it happen. Very hard win condition there of 3 stages. But we do have more matches coming up in the very, very near future. So please stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Grindhouse Scrims, and today we have Rayoxium on the Huntress for Vicinal, going to be going up against Sympathy survivors, and we do have them on Wrecker's Yard. So very good Huntress map, lots of open air for some very cool shots, and we do see a survivor found nearly instantaneously. Going to be playing around this tile. Very good flare out from Mars here. Not going to be hit by the hatchet. Playing the window is actually going to be hit by that one. Very good read by Rayoxium here. Going to be playing inside. Oh, does not quite make it around the corner, and that is going to be a down. However, we do see the firecracker save coming through. I did not see who had the firecracker, unfortunately, but that is very good for Sympathy here. Going to be vaulting away. Very, very good hatchet from Ray, though, and that is going to be a redown very quick. And it is very, we see the hook come through. It is not going to be a pain res, but we do see a totem being cleansed. That is going to be the ruin gone from Ray's arsenal here. And that is going to be the generator with progress actually being found quite close to the hook. Because we do know that one of the survivors was busy getting the save. Ideally, they would also have been on the ruin as well, but we don't know that. So we have to wonder how much progress the survivors got in exchange for that fairly quick down. Ray going to be looking around for any rotations for the unhook. Does actually see a missed skill check here. Ray going to be aiming towards the gen, but also keeping her eye on the hook, trying to not give any free unhooks here. Going to be holding that hatchet, looking at Mars. Mars is going to probably go second, and the survivors have yet to pop any generators in response. Oh, the last second unhook actually coming through. That is not going to be a second stage. Instead, we see Ray going to be using the hatchets to try to get the tunnel out. An injury comes through onto Tippy, but Mars doing a very good job of just trying to hide around the corner here, not giving any line of sight. Ooh, going to be playing the long wall. Ooh, the hatchet just barely missing. Mars doing a good job here, going to deny the down as long as possible, makes the vault. Ray trying to play the window here, going to be holding the hatchet. Ooh, very laser point accuracy there, going to be getting that down. A generator popping off in the distance. And Tippy, the injured Tippy, is going to be found here on the edge of the map. And Ray is going to try to get it down here as well. Going to be crouching, but the very good patience from Ray going to lead to that down. And that is 2 slugs on the ground. We do know that Mars is going to be on second stage with this hook. Ray going to be positioning this hook very close to this slug and this fairly progressed generator as well. That is going to be a hook. Ray's going to reload at this locker. And we are going to, again, look out for rotations of survivors, being very wary of any fast pulls or slug pickups. Ray's going to be looking towards the bottom side of the map, is actually going to find Phantom here, but Phantom's going to make a break for it. I'm unsure what CEO is going to be up to at this time. We can only imagine that it's cranking out a gen while Phantom tries to sneak over and get some sort of unhook or pickup play, because this is a very good position for Rayoxium to be in. A Huntress very good at securing these hook stages with a slug right next to the hook. And Ray is starting to get a little bit worried that one of these is going to be taken away from her, going to be looking at the rotation and try to secure the kill on the hook instead of the slug at this point. However, the survivors are not going to get a cheeky last second save here, and that is going to be Mars dying on the hook at 3 generators while Tippy gets picked up by their teammates. So that is going to be Rayoxium on the trail, going to find, it looks like we see Phantom here in this tile. A very good mind game going to lead to not a M1, but instead a hatchet. And with the oak half, that's going to lead to a very quick follow-up. Going to be playing around this tile, but Phantom making as much distance towards this dump truck as possible. Phantom going to be looping around the dump truck, trying to not give any line of sight. Another generator popping off in the distance as the chase commences. Tippy is still injured somewhere on the map, and Phantom is being chased towards the shack, but is not going to use the shack. Is instead going to try to make this tile. Very good play from Phantom to kind of flare out there. Ooh, the down is going to come through with the point tech, and Rayoxium's kind of concerned that someone is going to be nearby, going to be picked up towards the edge of the pallet, and no one is here for the save. The agitation going to confirm yet another middle hook towards these generators, and it looks like Rayoxium is going to be content just holding the gens here in this area. This half of the map is her domain, and she's going to protect it. Going to be looking around for more rotations on the top side. We do actually see the now healed Tippy in the shack. The hatchet not quite going to land, but Rayoxium is very wary of Tippy's positioning and is going to be looking for CEO's possible positioning as well for a rotation. Tippy trying to kind of distract Ray here is going to get a hatchet to the face in response, and no unhook is going to come through. Leading to an injured survivor, meaning that CEO is the only one who has a hope of getting this save. But with the Rose Root and the Oak Haft, it's going to make it extremely difficult for any survivor to get through this defense. Rayoxium holding these crossovers very, very well. Going to lead to the second hook stage for Phantom here at 2 generators. And we do see that this generator still has a lot of progress. And here is CEO finally getting found. Going to be running around this rock, but does actually eat a tag in response. And Ray is going to go back to the hook to try to pressure it. Both survivors are now injured. It's going to be nearly impossible for an unhooked play to come through. unless Rayoxium is caught completely off guard and misses. Um, and on top of that, since we are now down to the generators only on this half of the map, Ray is going to be very wary of protecting them with the injured survivors, knowing that the downs would be extremely quick. They are resetting somewhere. Tippy is now healed, and that lets Ray know that someone is resetting. They do find the reset, and that is going to be a continued chase. But Ray is going to go after Tippy, who's trying to pressure the unhook, going to be aiming the hatchet, but a very good dodge here from Tippy. The unhook is going to come through anyway. Rayoxium just choosing to take the hook instead, and we are going deeper into the map, and that is going to be another hook down next to this generator. No pain res value over here so far, not since Mars was hooked down by the bus. However, Ray is doing a good job of pressuring the generators from being worked on at all. CEO is forced out of the area, and Phantom, who is on death hook and injured, is probably hiding and not trying to give an inch. Very good hatchet here from Rayoxium, going to lead to CEO's injury. And now we know that two survivors are here on this side of the map, and Rayoxium's going to be trying to get them. Ooh, very nice hatchet here. Looked like it just hit the end of that hitbox there. And CEO is also going to go down, and we're going to see Rayoxium actually choosing to go for the pain res, it looks like, rather than hook CEO in the middle of the 3-gen. We are going to see that pain res obtained thanks to the power of agitation, and we hear the gen regression sound that lets us know that it is that generator that Ray has kicked a total of, I think, 3 times now. So Ray is going to be very careful about that generator, but also wants to pressure these other ones as well as the unhook. Our survivors are both injured. Some pop shots coming off across the map. CEO does end up getting unhooked, and Ray is going to have to commit to the chase on the injured survivors across the map. There's very little gen pressure, but Ray cannot afford to give these survivors a reset in the 3v1. And that is going to be a very quick down onto our Death Hook survivor Phantom here at 2 generators that is going to secure the kill, and this is a pain res. That is even more regression onto that generator. The only one that seemed to have any progress at all. We do see CEO kind of caught out here at the rock. That is going to be a pallet dropped, and this is a very hard pallet to play on that side. CEO trying to hide behind the tree, but it's futile, and instead they go down to the hatchet. Very good patience from Ray there. But now we have 2 hatchets and an injured survivor who was working the only generator that had progress on it instead of trying to fake for a different one. And that is going to be Rayoxium checking in that area, seeing that that generator is no longer regressing and has progress. Ray might be tipped off that someone is in the area. Rayoxium looking around the edge map, not going to quite find our survivor, sees a crow, might be alarmed to a survivor's presence because of it, is going to be walking up towards the tile here. Another crow off to the side, but it does not look like Rayoxium takes note of that one and is instead going towards the top side of the map. Tippy stealthing for their lives there at the edge of the 9 area, and is going to be completely hidden while Ray goes back to try to scramble for the slug. We cannot let CEO get too far away because that could lead to some lost stages. Ray going to be quite nearby, CEO on the ground, but not quite finding them. Meanwhile, Tippy is doing their best, going to be dropping their item in order to prevent any crows from spawning. Rayoxium looking around for the slug or the injured survivor, is going to be checking the edge of the map here, not seeing anyone quite just yet, but does actually find CEO down here by the exit gate and is going to be picked up and hooked. Ray probably going to choose to take the hook and play for the hatch game, but is going to give it one last pass around before going towards that hatch spawn, which is guaranteed to be at the shack. We do not see Tippy anywhere. Tippy doing an amazing job of stealthing. That is going to be a reload here. Tippy continuing to stealth it out, going to let CEO hang on the hook, and CEO is going to let go, and now we have a hatch play here. Ryoxium preemptively standing on the hatch, going to be trying to get it. Our survivor going to be running towards it. And we do see that the killer is able to close the hatch in the survivor's phase. And Tippy is going to be the last chase of this game. Trying to flare the hatchet. Pulling out all the tricks. The flashlight tech not quite enough to dodge the hatchet though, and that is going to be Tippy down on the ground and being hooked as Ryoxium secures a very, very good result of 4K2. Very well played from Ryoxium, and now we have to see whether Sympathy's killer is able to beat that result on the Huntress set, so please do stay tuned. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you in just a bit. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Grindhouse, and today we are back with Sympathy versus Vicinal, and this time we have Sympathy's killer up against the Vicinal survivors, and last game, Vicinal's killer, Ryoxium, gave us a very nice win condition of, they got 4K2, so we have to see a 4K3 if Sympathy wants to have any hope of moving forward. We do see the stun come through from Wonder. Very well played, recognizing that our killer walked through the pallet there. That is going to be a missed hatchet as well here in the shack, and Wonder is going to continue around, going to be faking the window. Very patient here, but that is going to be a hit onto Wonder, and our killer is going to have to break the shack pallet in response. So very good patience from our Huntress player. We are going to see generators being worked on, and Balazuri is going to actually interrupt the generator progress. G-Bot going to be flaring the hatchet and not giving up a tag, and the survivors are kind of being scared away from these generators that were being worked on. But we do see some survivors here on the bottom side of the map. A survivor by the bus is going to be worked. Wonder going to be reset somewhere on the map, and Balazuri just lost every single bit of pressure that they had, and now we are back to square one with a very nice hatchet though, going to reclaim that pressure, and now a chase is going to commence here onto the pallet gym. But we do see that Wonder is going to leave the tile, playing it the long way, and is going to lead to Balazuri not having any form of line of sight here. The pallet not going to be dropped. Very good greed by Wonder, and this rock tile is devastating to Huntress. Huntress is a slower killer. The drop does actually come through, but Balazuri reads it, and that is going to be a hatchet down right then and there. And that is going to be the first down here. Can a pain res come through and make the first hook? Oh, a generator does pop off in the distance. And this generator next to this hook, though, has a very large amount of progress, is going to be hit by that pain resonance. And now Balazuri is going to have to find the survivors here and make sure that 2 more generators do not pop. Balazuri going to be looking for any unhooks, but an unhook does come through right under their nose, and that is going to be Slasher Killer found here at this tile, going to be running around it. Balazuri going to eat a stun. Very well played from Slasher, just making it very hard to tell if they were going to fake there or not. Slasher going to be running around the tile, breaking line of sight, and Balazuri going to struggle here with this rock filler. Going to be pulling up, but not quite going to make it. And very good by Slasher to leave, but the hit does still come through with a very well-timed hatchet. And that is a 2-tap there from Balazuri onto Slasher Killer. And Slasher Killer is going to be hooked here on the edge of the map. Another pain res coming through. And now we see 2 hook stages here at 4 generators, pain reses across the board. And Balazuri is, instead of pressuring the hook, is actually going to go out and find the survivors working on the generators. Finds G-Bot here at this truck filler. And G-Bot's going to be running around the truck. Very good fake here. But the new move speed on the hatchet throw is not going to help Balazuri here. Instead, we are going to see the chase continue around the truck. G-Bot going to drop the hatchet, or drop the pallet and take a hatchet to their face. And that is going to be Balazuri walking around the tile here. A very good dodge by G-Bot. Balazuri is going to have to try to get this down as fast as possible, get these pain reses coming out. But we see another rock filler, a generator popping across the map. And Balazuri needs a down now and cannot let any other generators pop. Balazuri is going to be forced to reload in order to get any more downs with the power because they were out of hatchets. And G-Bot going to be running across towards the edge of the map. We do see this edge filler here is going to be point teching here and trying to threaten the pallet save. And we do actually catch Wonder out here. Wonder was setting up for the pallet save. Another very good hatchet coming through. Does not quite get the 2-tap with the oak haft. But Balazuri going to be keeping up the chase here around this tile. Meanwhile, Wonder doing a good job of just breaking line of sight, playing very unpredictably. Balazuri going to be taking aim and missing here. Very good flare by Wonder, and Wonder is going to continue to break that line of sight, trying to buy as much time for their team as possible, making it back to this rock filler. Is going to get the pallet stun onto Balazuri, buying so much time for his team, and that is actually going to be G-Bot picked up there at the edge of the map. And now we see 2 injuries and another gen popping. The best Balazuri can hope for now is a tie condition for the Huntress set. If one more generator pops, then Vicinal is going to take the set 2-0. Although we might still play the tiebreaker, I'm not exactly sure. We will see. G-Bot is going to go down though, and Balazuri is going to have to try to get the hooks here. Another pain res coming out, and that will also charge the Pop Goes the Weasel. A large amount of progress on this generator. However, I believe it was regressing, so we cannot put that pop into it as well. Going to be looking around the tile for any survivors who might have stayed. Slasher Killer is going to be in the area, going to be running around this tile, is going to take a hatchet to their back, and is going to be trying to get as far edge as possible, going to be playing around this rock. And Balazuri going to finally catch up, does actually miss the swing, and that's going to stall this down for so long. Slasher Killer going to be running around this rock, buying as much time as possible, and these rocks are devastating for Huntress with her slower move speed. And the M1 is finally going to connect, but that leads Vicinal time to reset G-Bot and make a break for it. And that is going to be a... I believe we're going to see another pain res here come through. Slasher Killer has actually already been pain resed, and that is going to just be a hook next to this very, very well progressed generator. But G-Bot does have this very safe tile right next to it, and even though they're kind of caught out of position, that is going to be a chase around the rock, around the bus, and we'll have to see what our survivors are able to do. The unhook coming through. Meanwhile, a generator is likely going to be, being done in the distance, but we don't see it quite yet. Balazuri having to reload yet again. And this is the second time that Balazuri has had to drop a chase in order to reload, and that's going to be the win condition generator being popped off in the distance due to G-Bot's chase there in the bus. But can the survivors take it all the way, get some outs? We will have to wait and see. We do see that Balazuri finds the survivor here on this rock filler. Very good greed by Wonder. Wonder is going to be running around the rock, trying to get as much distance as possible. Does drop the pallet, but that is going to lead to a hatchet hit. You're going to see Balazuri around this pallet as well. Oh, gets down through the pallet stun. And Balazuri is going to try to get yet another, I believe Wonder has already been pain res, but we are going to see how many hook stages Balazuri can get here. playing around this manageable 3-gen with a hook right in the center of it. They're doing very well, getting a good result here for Huntress, but not quite the result their team needed. Going to be chasing Evan here at the pallet gym, and Evan's going to be taking it as far into the top corner as possible, going to be breaking as much line of sight as they can, going around the bus, going around the truck. The truck is dropped here, and we're going to have to see if Balazuri can land the hatchet. Very patient there, and that is going to lead to a tag. The vault coming through, and the 2-tap coming in. Very well played from our Huntress player, and that is going to be another hook stage and likely a pain res. Evan has not been hooked yet, I do not think. However, our survivors are going to pop the very last generator and start working their way towards the gates to try to get out. We do see our survivors are scrambling for the gates. Meanwhile, Evan, a fresh hook, is going to be hanging there on the hook while the survivors try to pressure as much as they can. Maybe they go for the save, maybe they go for the gates. We do actually see a save come through onto Evan, and it looks like we're going to see a I'm sorry, a second win. They changed the name on me. Confused me, but Wonder is going to go down instead, and that is likely going to be out for their team. The reset coming through onto Evan thanks to the second win, and Balazuri trying to get some pop shots for the road, but none are coming through. Instead, the survivors are going to make a break for out the exit gate. A few long-range shots going to be thrown. One actually landing onto G-Bot. That one not quite landing on the Slasher thanks to the wall. And Slasher donating the item to Balazuri there at the end. Very well played from both sides, but at the end of the day, it is Vicinal coming out on top. We will see if they are going to be playing the tiebreaker set. So until we find out, please stay tuned. And if we don't, thank you for watching. This is Grindhouse. I'm Tyro, and appreciate you all.